Okay, so we're recording. I met this amazing woman called Jodie Hopkins, who's sitting right next to me. In August, I believe, at a small business development corporation event on marketing. And Jodie is really innovative, a true entrepreneur. She's actually a designer. She's an exercise physiologist, and she has this amazing concept and a product which I think is going to change women's swimwear worldwide. I think she doesn't realise just how amazing she is and what she's done. And we were like, well, why can't we buy them now? So we sort of prompted her to not wait till next year and to actually see if she could actually get something started to really make her, the 6 years of hard work that she's put in, actually have a tangible, real product result that's out there and people are purchasing, and to help get the ball rolling and not wait more time after 6 years and get started next year. Right. So I'm going to hand over to Jodie, and we're sharing the slides so you can see that. And yeah, take it away, Jodie. So what is it and what do you do?
Yeah, well, so the thing is it's about getting these swimsuits to women now, like in the summertime. So by midsummer, so Joanna instigated this, and so yeah, it's Phibi Swimwear is about having swimsuits that actually support our bodies and our health and our lifestyle choices, because I'm an exercise physiologist, and I train clients a lot of times, like outdoors as well, and I found like swimsuits just weren't giving us the sports bra support that we needed, and that that we could wear a sports bra for normal activities, but what about when we're around water? And so I was just like, swimsuits need to give us better coverage, better support, and make us look good, feel good, firm, slim, and actually, do all the things that we're really wanting a swimsuit to do, right?
Absolutely.
So Phibi is about being swimwear that embraces our curves, and all our lifestyle choices of whether you want to be active or whether you want to play with the kids and just not fall out of your swimsuit, or just enjoy being out on the beach. And so it's made for all of those things. And so what I've noticed is that we had a lot of problems that swimwear wasn't addressing. And so there was the normal saggy boobs, and
that's no support. You couldn't run after the dog if they're suddenly, peeing on someone's towel at the beach, which I've had to run after my dog on occasions. On that left photo there's no you could quite probably not have that bit of triangle piece of fabric covering your breast.
No, and it's such a loose piece of fabric that it ends up pulling on your neck to make it tighter, which then just has neck pain, and it just doesn't support. And if you're small-breasted, that's okay. What about all of us who've just got a little bit more? So, and I'll talk about all sizes in a moment. But
even small-breasted women, because you're going to talk about that in the next photo. Actually, you tell us about the next photo. So this woman here who's running down the beach. So she's got this black sort of crop top.
You can see that. You can see right there. Can you see how her boobs are actually bouncing?
It's literally up nearly it's getting up towards her collarbone. So that's
exactly. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. And so, and that, so many women are like, come on, fashion's pretty, but we do want our butts covered.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be strappy. It actually has to support us, and we don't want to wear Speedo where our boobs are just flattened into some mono boob.
Well, that's not very flattering. And I've been put off by suits like that since I've had children, and after breastfeeding. I really do have the high beam effect.
Right.
There's no getting around that, and that's really off-putting. And it actually hurts after a while because it's so tight, which is probably helping you to move through the water. But we're not Olympic swimmers necessarily.
No, and I'll explain to you that that swimsuits are actually like that Speedo, for example, is designed for the water to do all our support of our body and our boobs. So it doesn't have to be super supportive because we're just going to do some laps and the water's going to
actually be pushing up on the breast tissue anyway.
Okay. Yeah. But what happens, when we're not in just doing laps. So, we worry about swimsuits riding up and falling off our shoulders and hurting our neck, and and going, you know, not being able to be adjustable enough. So basically, you know, we have all these hours that we're in our swimsuit that we're, you know, spending down on the beach, or we're taking in things in and out of the car, or we're playing with our kids, or we're like, you want to do a workout at the beach, you know, you might want to just go for a run and then have a swim, and then run home again, or all of these times, or you just spend a day down at the beach or in the, you know, the pool.
And you're in them for long hours, and they end up cutting up your circulation.
So, you know, we need them, you know, and most water sports have you on top of the water, not actually in it, if you know what I mean.
So
like,
especially the new paddleboarding sort of stuff. And
that's right.
Even like when you go scuba diving, I know on trips where we've just free dived and you just got a snorkel and flippers, like you spend a serious amount of time in your bathers, in the boat, getting to and from where you're supposed to be going. And even when we go to boating or you're at Rottnest, like I will still be, I'll just stay in my bathers and not get changed out into underwear to ride a bike. Like, because you have to ride around the island on, you know, a bicycle. There's no cars, so you can just get the bus that's on the island. And you're in your bathers the whole time. So you wear it for a long time and you're nowhere near the water quite often.
Exactly,
so
exactly. And then you've also got sports too that are like, you know, triathlons and Xteras and Ironman
athletes.
Yeah, and you actually need to be able to like go straight from the water, straight to your bike, and still be able to run in that swimwear that you just used. And so like,
and not have this happen, which is,
that's right. And I just did Ironman last year. So I had to be able to run a half marathon in the swimsuit that I just wore, you know. And
you were in those bathers.
And I was in my own swimsuit, no problem.
And how long were you in them for?
7 hours.
7 hours. It's a long time to be in a
racing 7 hours.
Racing 7 hours. So this blew me away when you first told me about this, when I first met you, and you were talking about why you even come up with this idea to do this.
Yeah, and so that was about like, you know, that the fact that, you know, swimsuits are generally designed for, you know, for the water to do all the work, and also like that our breasts are only supported naturally by the skin on the outside and a Cooper's ligament inside. And so there's not a lot of support, as we all know, right? And so we rely on our bras and our garments that we wear. And it's easy to wear a sports bra when you're doing, you know, going to the gym or going to a workout. But like, what about the water sports? So we needed that, and I couldn't find that. I couldn't find whenever I was training clients outside in the water, or when I was doing all of my own water sports and activities. And I've got a decent, you know, breast size, and I found that I couldn't find anything to support me. And it's scary because a B cup breast actually bounces 8 centimeters with every step that you take. And so for myself, who's like a double D, it's like 19 centimeters of bounce every step that I take. So I'm walking down the beach, or I'm running after the dog.
Is that more exact when you actually move it from being a walk to running? Is that even further extreme?
Well, that's that's based on the jogging. Walking would probably be the same, but a little bit less.
Okay.
So even with walking, we all know
we jiggle. Getting that.
But yeah, the 19 centimeters is definitely when you're kind of just like, you know, kind of just, you know, jogging along, and or jumping, like, you know, going across waves, bounce, bounce, bounce. Yep. Being on the boat, bounce, bounce, bounce. Yep. You know, and so so between 8 and 19, 20 centimeters of bounce for us.
So it's no wonder that poor ligament and your skin
get stretched.
That's
right. And then once that damage is done, it's permanent. And so it's really, you know, kind of, it's quite imperative that we kind of take care of this, and even younger generations prevent some of this.
Well, I was really excited about that. So my first thoughts were, what if younger girls, when they're first developing their breast tissue and they're actually having something that as their breasts develop and get bigger, that they're supported from the get-go. And just is this one of the reasons why Western women we have such high rates of breast cancer in the Western world? This is my sort of thoughts from my medical science background, is how can we support women to have proper self-care? So we're doing all these amazing things. We're drinking the water. We're trying to do the exercise. We're trying to eat the right foods. But in terms of, we're missing this really fundamental thing of looking after our breasts and hoping to minimize any tissue damage internally, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. And because I'm an exercise physiologist, I'm so down with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the other thing too, I'm getting more and more into, I've been doing Pilates. I'm still on my Pilates clothes from this morning. And I want to be able to exercise and not worry, especially coming into summer. I want to be able to be on the beach with my kids and and the dog, go for a jog if I want to, and not worry about you know, having to constantly pull things out of my bottom,
Right.
or you know, and be covered up because you know, I mean, either in an athletic sporty type bathers, which is flattening me out and just, you know, showing everything anyway.
Yeah.
It really it's not very flattering. Or you're in the opposite where, you know, you're just worried about actually things falling out. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, and we definitely don't want that.
Not at all.
You know,
so it's designed. So let's just go into this. This was like, are you kidding me? Like, if it wasn't already good enough. I was just like, what?
Thank you. Well, it's like, I mean, like that top left picture there is like fishnets, because like what I did is I sourced the best fabric that was possible on the market, that's actually made from 78% recycled plastic, from fishnets and from like plastic waste. So it's essentially like taking plastic out of the ocean and just putting it back in swimsuits.
And the swimsuit that helps to hold us in, which is pretty amazing.
Exactly.
So is this what gives the fabric such amazing strength?
Yeah, super strong, controlled, and it's actually a really amazing, like it's silky and smooth, and it's got the highest resistance to like sun, like SPF 50, to chlorine resistant, to color fading, to durability, to like against sunscreens, all that kind of stuff.
Wow. Well, that's important because I've had bathers perish from sunscreen.
Right.
Like if you don't wash that out, or it just, no matter what, it just starts to even discolor the fabric and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a good practice to be able to rinse things after you've used them anyway, because especially with chlorine, it's an actual chemical, so it keeps activating. So the idea is like you get out of the pool, then you rinse your water off, and the chemicals can actually stop activating.
Yep.
Otherwise,
so
the chlorine keeps
keep
going
rinsing
through.
your bathers after you've wear them. So these are pretty amazing and indestructible. So you've been wearing your pair now
for 2 years
for 2
now,
years.
like probably 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah.
And is that like the pair you even did the triathlon on?
Yeah. So
wow.
I did the Ironman in. Yeah.
So we don't even know what the full durability of the Phibi bathers are.
So Phibi as well, just to let you know where the name came from.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah. So Phibi is it's taken from the word amphibian, because of like the fact that it was so versatile. Like it could be used on water and land, and it was like supporting the environment and the animals and all of that. So Phibi,
and supporting us,
literally.
So,
exactly supporting us in a lot of ways, not just physically, but also like socially and emotionally and impact wise, and you know, like,
well, I mean, when I became a mother, your breasts change a lot, and so for me, I can just immediately see how if this makes women more confident to actually put on a pair of bathers and to actually go onto the beach with their kids. So how many women, they refuse to be in photos, they won't even be they'll be covered up in a t-shirt. That's even if they get out of the car and get to the beach, or they're not relying on like their husband or something to take their kids out to places where it involves being in a pair of bathers. And of course you need to be in bathers, so you know, water safety, you need to be ready and alert to, if your kid suddenly decides to take a dive, you've got to be ready to go to jump in after them.
Absolutely.
So I just think this would, if anything can encourage a woman to actually get out there and exercise is pretty cool.
And that's where it's like the major thing that it's come from is the fact that it's sports bra support and lift. So, you know, it's supporting us and lifting and giving us shape and, you know, and doing what we need the breasts to do. And then, then we get fuller coverage, and the fact that we can adjust it. So you can see in this picture is that,
this here that,
so you can adjust the straps to tighten, and you can adjust the back to tighten or loosen depending what you want. And then you can also cross it together too, which actually then allows even more of a lift and more support, and even a feminine, more feminine look.
So look. Yeah,
so it kind of gives you more like a lifted, and a halter neck kind of look, but without needing that, and so I found it's probably an extra 10% support just by even doing that crossover.
Even the back on this one is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and see with that crop top, that's the bikini.
Oh, that's the bikini that you'll be having coming later.
That'll be coming later. Yeah, that actually is fully adjustable too. So like a lot of crop tops don't have that, or if they do, they have just a bra hook. But it's too hard to get on.
Well, you have to be a contortionist, actually. Right. That's ridiculous.
So this is all about like being, this is ultra firming. So it's got extra lining fabric that actually tummy controls and butt controls and slims it. And the way that I've paneled it and contoured it, it actually all gives us an hourglass look.
Very nice.
Every time. So yeah.
Beautiful. All right. So we've got, we've mentioned the recycling aspect.
Yeah.
So we're taking plastics out. You've taken plastics out of the ocean.
And and giving plastic a second life, and giving and making responsible choices, so that and social and sustainable choices, because we really need to do that. And so
none of us enjoy seeing those images, especially shared on Facebook and Instagram, of wildlife getting annihilated by these things. So
no.
And it's made in Italy, and they've really perfected a way to, it's like you blending lycra, you said, in with the plastic. Is that right?
So a special like extra durable lycra that will do its job and be against all of those, the resistances and the sun protection and all of those things. And then feel good, but then also have that, mostly plastic. So you can't kind of get much more than 78% at this point, because you need to have something stretch, to bind it together. We can't just put a plastic bag on us.
No, that's right. That would not feel that great.
So and so because of this, it protects us, and it protects the environment, and then it also lasts
long. So that's what gives it its amazing durability and its ability to withstand.
And the construction that I put into it too.
So these, at the moment, this is like a really, Jodie didn't even think of this. So we were like, we want bathers now for summer. Like, what can be done? So she approached the manufacturers and she's worked some stuff out. This is like a pre-launch, really. And Jodie will explain that a bit. So what we have access to, for those who want to choose the opportunity, is to 2 different designs. So it's this design over on the left with the black and white.
Yep.
And just one piece is at this time. And then
this one, the black and white.
And the black and white one here.
Yeah. So we just got the 2 full piece. The bikinis will come out later when we do the proper product launch. But so you can see the black and white on the left. That's what I feel is like your anything swimsuit. It can replace a Speedo. It can be like just, you can just look elegant and classy in it. And it's just strong and powerful and feels great and lifting.
And these panels are really, obviously this is design, it looks amazing, and actually makes you look like you've got abs, right? But in addition to that, there's extra paneling, there's that extra support.
That's it. And then there's extra lining and stuff. And then the one next to it is basically
gathered.
It's like the ruching across the stomach. So
it hides, that's very forgiving and hides a lot of that, like me, hides tummies.
That's it. And you can see how it just gives me that like hourglass look immediately.
It cinches you in.
And so that's like oh goodness, I forgot the name of that on the side. Chevron. So it's a chevron print.
So that checkered black and white.
It's kind of like a little angled checkers.
Okay. And so at the moment we're just going to have access to black and white.
So you're going to have access to both black and white and both colors. So on the right, and so on the in that yoga position, that is meditation. That's actually the color version of the gathered ruching one, and then the one at the bottom is like the coloured version of the black and white one.
Yeah, but it doesn't have panels, does it? It just is
no panels in the coloured one, because just
without the ruching.
Yeah.
So
the firming is still there, and so no ruching. It's just a plain solid colour print.
It's flat. So these panels, especially across the tummy and the belly button, is flat. So if you want more tummy hiding potential.
That's what I'm talking about. But if you look at the lady underneath, she's like, she's a size 14, 16 kind of there. And you can see how it just holds her stomach in nice and tight and nice and firm.
It does look pretty
She's just wearing that lovely because she was just hanging out, with her friends. But she was like, oh my God, this actually fits really amazing and comfortable and firming. So, it holds you in place without hurting.
Awesome. So for this pre-launch, this is, I'm just blown away. Jodie's given, I'm like, are you covering your costs? Like, this is a bit nuts. So in actual fact, it's $50 off because you're providing free shipping.
But it's $40 off like the 209, and then the shipping is included. Yeah.
So if you want to be a part of this product launch, that I've really sort of twisted Jodie's arm to say, hey, can we get hold of some of these bathers? What do we need to do this? So I want to share it with as many women that I think may want to avail themselves of this. So if you want to get in and not actually wait till much later next year to get your hands on a pair of Phibi bathers, Jodie needs orders in by the 15th. We've got a website link in a minute, to be delivered late January. So you'll be the first in the world to actually own a pair of Phibi bathers. and still ready to actually, wear them for the rest of the summer. So so the rest of the summer.
Yep.
Normally going to be around $209, but we have this special offer. It was pretty over like 20%. So $169, and that's including free shipping. And we'll be part of this unique group to have these Phibi bathers. So if you want to get your hands on one, this is what you have to do. Oh, hold on, sizing. So let's just let Jodie talk about that.
Yeah, so sizes, basically I've got like from 8 through to 16, because like 8s can be a lot of the teenagers that are going to getting early, and 10s, 12s, 14s is a lot of the average Australian woman is our sizes. So, and then we've got 16 as well who need support as well. And they all come in the cup sizes, which are actually a BC cup. So they'll fit both a B and C, and a D double D, and an E. And I found that was a way of being able to kind of like, with the adjustability, they still all work.
Okay. So if you have someone who's quite petite, they would probably, and a smaller cup size, they would be choosing an 8 BC. Now this is down the track, obviously, once Jodie launches officially next year, and as with her crowdfunding project. So that's another thing too. If the sizes don't sort of fit where you're at right now, and you can't avail yourself of this pre-launch, definitely join in to let Jodie know your details on the next slide.
Well, yeah, you can register on the website. That'd be great if you can just do that, just like sign up anyway. And because then when I can just put you on, our contact list where I can kind of like tell you what's going on, and share some tips about like exercise physiology stuff with the body and the health and nutrition and gut health and all those kind of things. But also to let you know about this crowdfunding campaign, which I'll be probably launching in about February next year.
And with that, Jodie would really like to she wants to get an actual idea of what sizes everyone is, so, and what styles and designs are your favorite, so she sort of has an idea of what's going to be more popular. So you really will be really helping Jodie to actually have some feedback from real women in Australia.
That's it.
At the moment, we can't offer this to anyone outside of Australia for the moment, because it's such a limited pre-launch, really.
Right.
And we're really sort of bending the manufacturer's arm.
They're like, you can't do too many, but you can't do too little. So right in the middle there.
They have to wait. Once they know final numbers, come the 16th of October when it gets submitted, it takes over 6 weeks or so for you to have the fabric made in Italy, and it's custom. It's all done on order. And then help Jodie get the ball rolling, and then come next year when she does the crowdfunding, and we have she has a cross section of people that she knows what people want and what sizes people are, and then she'll have a much better angle to know what to do. So you could I know there'll be discounts with that, probably not as exciting a discount as you're going to get right now. So this is the landing page. If you are keen to be one of the world's first to have a pair of Phibi bathers, I'm definitely ordering a pair. Then go on, and she does need the full amount up front. It was way too difficult to sort of have half now, half later, and she has to obviously pay manufacturers and get things.
And that's the reason why I'm giving such a good discount right now too, is because I know that you have to purchase it now and then wait a few months.
Yeah, it'll be waiting till January, but we're supporting an incredible, this is an Aussie real entrepreneur designing and solving a problem which I can't believe has not been solved properly to this point. I cannot believe there's not bathers out there that aren't designed for women to be able to run on land, and also support,
and to chase the kids, and just know that you're actually still support.
Not,
go to a water park and then not just fall out of the slide.
I don't. Yeah, it's crazy to me too. And it's a big problem. Since meeting Jodie, any woman that I've actually talked to and said, "Oh, I've met this amazing person who's designed these bathers, and she's an exercise physiologist," and they're like, there hasn't been a single woman that does not dread buying bathers.
Yes.
And where to go,
a struggle.
What fits, is it going to last? If you just spent $200 on something that's actually not even going to last your whole season because you're in chlorine. So I remember when I was to swim every week with my boys when they were younger, doing baby swim classes and stuff, and the chlorine, you'd be lucky to get through one season with a pair of bathers, and that's when you were still potentially breastfeeding, and it was not a great thing. Yeah. So you need an extra support, and actually it's crazy. So if you I'm just going to be sharing this around, you're going to be having, you're allowed to have 50 of each style. Is that what you?
Yeah. Well, I've got to hit a minimum of 50.
So,
but
50
I'm not,
or 100.
Well, if say for example, 100 people want the black and white, and only like 3 people want the color or something, then I'll have to kind of not do the color one and then do the black and white. So I've got to 200 that I can work with. Okay. So if I can get 50,
minimum,
if I can get 50 of each color, each of the colors and the 2 sizes, perfect. And if not, if it ends up with more of one and none of another one, then we can work that out.
Yeah, so there may be a little bit of flexibility required and a bit of communication back and forth with Jodie. So I hope you're open to that. I mean, everyone looks stunning in black and white. It's just slimming all the way down. Yeah. But I'm a colour girl too.
I'm a colour girl too.
I love my colour. So, but we won't know. So anyway, I hope this is of interest to you. We all want to look great in bathers, and we want to be able to be near the beach or the pool. And have everything covered and everything supported and having less potential. I'm just really keen on the self-care. I think if we're going to all these lengths to, what we put in and on our body, what we're eating, and then we don't have bathers that actually support our breast tissue, it's ridiculous. So anyway, I'm hoping this will appeal to you.
Thank you,
we can get the word out to.
Great.
She's like, do you think people will want this? I'm like, are you crazy? Yeah. And then when she's, she talked about all the stuff, and then she mentioned about the recycled special fabric from Italy with all the recycled plastics from the ocean, saving our dolphins. I was just like, oh my gosh, she's so clever. She's put it all together. Anyway, that's it. I hope this is exciting to you too, and I'm just can think of all those women that I know that have got daughters, either young or that will eventually also need bathers that support breasts, and I'm just excited for those girls too to actually have something from the get-go where they can run and be covered up and comfortable and get out there and exercise in our beautiful Australian climate environment.
Totally.
Awesome. All right, great.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Cheers. You're welcome. All right. That'll do.
Oh, thank you so much. That was so great.